last week's episode, Jason was headed to Las Vegas for CES. Jason did some 5:39 a.m. vlogging. He saw drones in the sky in front of the Bellagio. He covered the latest in fitness tech. He saw robot dogs and met YouTubers Marcus Brownlee, What's Inside and Super Saf TV, and all this extra stuff. Let's go ahead and get started with episode 11. What's up guys, Live Repo and welcome back for episode 11. I am so glad that you guys are here. And today's a very special episode. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get started. So you've decided that you want to get in shape. Let's say it's the new year. You just want to get healthier. You want to eat better. You want to try to start getting off the couch and getting out there and getting some exercise because you want to feel better. So today I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 tips that have helped me. And there's a lot more than that, obviously, but we want to save some for later too. But I'm going to give you the top 5 that I think really set me apart in my journey that allowed me to lose over 190 pounds to date, and I want to share those with you. But before we get started, I truly think that I need to take everybody back for a minute. And I want to take you back to when I was 425 pounds and what life looked like at that weight. I remember this just like it was yesterday. I turned 40. I was at the lowest point health-wise in my life. I had a lot of concerns about if I was going to be around, and I still remember looking at those candles saying, hey, I got to 40, but I always wondered if I'd get to 41. Alright guys, so you've decided to lose weight, you're watching this video, it's about getting started, and you are thinking, hey, I'm ready, I'm watching this, I want to get fired up. How do I get started, Jason? Well, I'm about to tell you. The biggest thing to getting started is understanding why. So when people tell me that they want to lose weight, or they're like, hey, you know, I know you've lost a lot of weight, I want to lose weight too, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I always ask, that's great. How come? Because the why is what's going to lead you to success. If you don't have a reason, and you don't have a motivation, and you don't have a vision or a goal, you're simply, in my opinion, just saying it. It comes down clearly to saying, I want to lose weight because I want my health back. I want to lose weight because I want to be more around my family and be able to play catch with my son. I want to lose weight because I want to do things that I can't do right now. I want to lose weight because I want to feel better about myself and I want to live longer. You need to be specific in your goals. And that is my tip for you, is that be specific, set a realistic goal, write down why you want to do it. And the biggest thing is your excuses will always win if your why isn't powerful enough. So find a why. That's tip number 1. Alright guys, so now tip number 2. Alright, so for tip number 2, this one is actually one that is super important also, and I want you to really focus on this. This is actually the biggest thing that you can single-handedly do to lose weight, in my opinion. And this is the tip that actually helped me lose 190 pounds. You guys want to hear it? Okay, here's the deal. The biggest thing that you can do to lose weight, and the thing that's going to get you the results faster than anything else, is food. Yes, food. All kinds of food, right? How many of us love food? We love to eat. It's part of our DNA. We are programmed, our minds tell us, go out there and eat. You can still eat. You can enjoy eating. And actually, my wife and I, we eat so much food, but healthier options, that sometimes I'm like, I'm completely stuffed. So being on a fitness plan and getting started does not mean you have to starve yourself. Food doesn't have to taste terrible when you're trying to lose weight. Food doesn't have to be lettuce and avocado and, well, avocado is actually delicious, but it doesn't have to be lettuce and it doesn't have to be just rabbit food. You can eat healthy, great tasting food where kind of sometimes you eat it and you're like, am I allowed to eat this? Is this on my meal plan? Yes! There's so many great recipes. So what I would challenge you to do, there's some great cookbooks out here. Here's one that my wife and I use a lot. It has a lot of great recipes. You can go out there, find some food that you like, put it in the description below. If you're wondering what's an alternative for this, something that I eat, put it in the comments. I'd love to be able to give you some tips on that. There's a lot of options. And the food to this day is still my secret to success. I'm not BSing you guys. That's straight up. Hopefully you can see I'm passionate about this because that is 100% the truth. Nail the food, you'll nail the weight loss. Alright guys, so for tip number 3, it's all about setting goals. Now you're probably like, hey, you've talked about this before. Yeah, I have, because it's so critical, and I can't make a top 5 tip episode without putting in setting goals. What I am going to do is be a little more specific today about what I'm talking about. What is your goal, and be specific. Here's what I mean by that. Next week I'm going to exercise. Not good enough. Next week I'm going to exercise on Tuesday. Better. Next week I'm going to exercise on Tuesday after work. I'm going to go to the gym, and I've already talked to my spouse, or I've already made arrangements to make sure I can do that. Now you're talking. That's what I'm talking about. See, when we set goals and we're not specific enough, we're cheating ourselves. You're playing this mental game of make me feel good, in my opinion. And this may be a sharp message, but I say this because I truly want to help anybody who's taken time to watch this how to lose weight, and I've done it. And I've proven that I can do it. So hopefully you take this as truth and you take this as, I'm gonna try it. Because set a specific goal. Commit to yourself when you wanna do it. Even if it's one day, commit to it, set a goal, and follow through. What that's gonna do for you is it's gonna allow your mind to flex that discipline muscle. I set a goal, I followed through, I attacked it, accomplished. Repeat. Do it again. Next week I'm gonna work out Tuesday and Thursday. Now take time to make sure that those days you're committing to yourself, you can actually act on that. If you know you have something going on, don't say it, right? I can't tell you the power of saying something and actually following through on it and doing it. All comes back to what you think about is what will happen. So make sure that when you're setting these goals, you're taking time to make sure that they're realistic, you have everything lined up to make sure you hit that target, and you attack it. That's what you need to do. Be specific on your goals. What is your first goal for your first 30 days? What is your first goal for your first quarter or your first 60 days? What weight do you want to be at by June of this year, for example? You need to have goals that you can chase after. It's, in my mind, I don't see how anybody can lose weight if they don't have a roadmap or a plan. And I do. I can tell you what my goals are now. I can tell you that I'm trying to get to 200 pounds of weight loss, and damn it, it's hard. I can't get this last little bit off, but I'm working at it, and I'm gonna be patient. But my goal is to try to get there before I hit my 2-year mark in really May 1st. That's my goal. My long-term goal is by the end of the year to get down to 200 pounds total. Right now I'm at 237. So my point is that you have to have goals in place. You have to be able to do it. I have goals, I have a plan. What's your plan? What are your goals, and are they realistic? So be aggressive, but be realistic, as I've said before, and set goals in place, and I promise you that's gonna help you with success. But be true to yourself, and don't lie to your own self. And we do that all the time because we wanna feel better. But if you really want results, and you're listening to this message, and hopefully you're connecting with this, if you are tired of being overweight, if you are tired of not hitting your goals, follow some simple steps and execute and do what you tell yourself you're gonna do. And I promise you, the results will come. I promise you. All right, guys, so now we're at tip number 4. And tip number 4 is all about support. When it comes to support, okay, you have a lot of options at your disposal. One thing is look for folks that support you. There's forums on Google+, just type in weight loss. There's forums where people are trying to motivate each other all day. There's Reddit, there's Facebook, just type in losing weight. There's tons of Facebook pages online about that. There's so many different avenues that you have, whether it's talking to a trainer, whether it's going to a Weight Watchers group. It's just what support system works right for you. A lot of times when I first got started with my journey, I'd ask for my wife, or I'd ask my son or my older son. They saw, hey, this guy weighing 425 pounds is trying to walk down the street. And they felt compelled. When I first got started at 425 pounds, it was terrible. It was terrible. Walking was almost impossible. And I needed support. I needed people to go with me. Because one is, I didn't know what was gonna happen when I was out there walking. I had high blood pressure, I had type 2 diabetes at the time, I had high cholesterol. I was a freaking walking mess. And I don't wanna be too extreme, but based on the videos you've seen today, you can probably see that I was not a small guy. And I needed support. And I kind of wanted people to walk with me, one, because I was worried about my health, but also I needed that initial push. And after about a couple months walking with Dad all the time, you know, things get old. Kids want to be kids, they want to do their own thing, and that was the realization that I had. And something hit me that said, this is a turning point in my journey. If I rely on everybody else to go with me every time that I want to walk, I'm probably not going to walk. And there was a time in my journey where I had to just do it myself. And I would just go out there, I'd say, hey, I'm going for a walk, I'll be back in an hour, and I'd just take off. And the reason I did that is that was my first big test. If I couldn't find a way to do this without anybody else, I was gonna fail. because I can't put my success and my goals and what I want to do on somebody else's shoulders. But what I'm saying is, if you have a gym buddy and your gym buddy falls off track, how many times have you fallen off track? I know it's happened to me before. Have something in place, have something that helps motivate you. But at the end of the day, my biggest tip, it's your journey. No one else can do it for you. And if you put your future in somebody else's hands, you're gonna fail. All right guys, so tip number 5 and the final tip for you is getting started. And actually, if you've watched this far and you're on tip number 5, I'm gonna give you a little bonus content when we're done with this. I'm gonna actually put on the shirt that I had when I originally weighed 425 pounds. When it comes to gear, a lot of folks think, I gotta go out and buy all the stuff, I need all this stuff. No, you don't. The biggest thing you need is this. A pair of shoes. Instantly, my shoe problems and walking felt like awesome. Like I'm like, man, this feels good. Like I can walk even farther. And I found by simply taking time to get the right tires on my feet, it helped kind of push me forward in my walking journey. So that's something just to keep in mind, whether it's walking, running, working out at the gym. Get some good shoes. You need some good tires, just like you have in your car. Why wouldn't you get them for your feet? Second thing, light sportswear. Get the right kind of clothing, dry wick, and these are like $12 shirts. So my point is that it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be actually very affordable, but get clothing that's loose, that's light, especially in the summertime. So when you're out there walking, you don't think about what I'm wearing all the time and how it feels. You can focus on getting in the exercise. Next, water bottles. Now this is an Under Armour one that I use. I use it right now every time I go to the gym. I like this one because it has a little hook, and when I'm walking I can hold it like that. So it was really, really cool. It also has a little click top so it doesn't pop open. And then when I want to take a drink, I simply just push it and it opens up for me. This is the one I use, this is the one I like. I'll put a link in the description if it's something you're interested in. But regardless, just get a water bottle. Now I can tell you this from experience, you have to drink water when you're exercising. And if you're not drinking it, here's the rule of thumb. You should be drinking at a minimum half your body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. When it comes to gear, keep in mind, it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be super complex. You need some basic clothes, good pair of shoes, some water, something to listen to, good headphones, and a good playlist are gonna keep you motivated, keep you going, whether it's at the gym or it's out on the pavement or you're just going for a walk with the family. All right guys, so I put on the shirt. This is a shirt that I used to wear when I weighed 425 pounds. From this aspect, you can't really tell. Let me show you a little bit more detail. So this is a shirt that I used to wear. Now, if you hold out the stomach, this is how big this shirt is. It's absolutely, absolutely massive. That was my life. If I got started at 425 pounds, you can get started too, regardless of what your goals are. This week I want to recognize Ryan Houston. Now Ryan put in the comments last week he lost 26 pounds. Ryan, awesome job, my friend. Make sure to put in the comments how you did it because I know we're all wondering. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this week's episode. Hopefully you got some perspective on how I initially got started in the beginning of my journey and you had some good takeaways, but don't forget to tune in next week. You're not gonna wanna miss it. So I'm gonna give you guys an inside look into my life as far as what does it look like from a fitness perspective? What does it look like from an eating perspective? What's in my lunchbox? Are you wondering? You'll know next week if you tune in. And thank you for watching this because if you're right here in the video and you're watching this part, that means you watched it all the way through. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. As always, like and subscribe. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. That's it for today. Don't forget, it's your life. Take it back.